So I'm currently house sitting, so that's the background you guys are seeing is the house that I'm sitting and the dogs that I'm sitting. See, doggy. There's another one here, but you can't see her. There's one over there too. Anyways, so welcome back. You guys are sticking through it. Thank you. So today I kind of want to go over two different things. One, I am headed to the Saginaw County Fair with a friend of mine from work. Super stoked about that. Super stoked about that. And then I also, before we go to the fair, I wanted to have like a little quick, hopefully quick, sit down and chat with you guys about like why health and fitness is so important to me, because that was mainly one of the big reasons I started this channel, was to spread out the love that I have for health and fitness and spread that to a bigger audience than just me and like my little tiny world. But health and fitness has always been super important to me. Well, kind of. So growing up, I am the youngest of three. I have an older sister, which you guys saw in the last video. And then I have a brother that's between me and my sister. And so we were always active kids growing up. Me and my brother would always play sports in the backyard. I loved soccer. I loved tennis. I still love soccer and tennis. I love basketball. Basketball has moved up its rank. It was like number 3 and now it's like number 2. Right after, I'm not sure. Soccer and tennis kind of still battle for number 1. It's complicated. Anyways, if you hear a dog crunching on a bone, that's because there's a dog crunching on a bone right behind me on the floor. Sorry. So I've always been super active as a kid. And as I got older, obviously life kind of takes over, and sometimes you can't be as active as you want to be because you got so many things you have to do in life. You gotta go to work, you gotta go to school, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and like all of a sudden you don't really have time to be super active and super involved in sports. That's just life. It happens to everyone. So a couple years ago, I started working at a gym. I worked at a gym for, I want to say, a little over 2 years, so almost 3 years actually. After almost 3 years is when I left. But I loved working at the gym. I worked at Lifetime Fitness. It was amazing. I got to do so much. I got to experience the gym life again, and that was, I never stepped a foot into a gym before. I don't think that's the right saying. I never stepped foot into a gym before until the first day I went for that interview. So it was kind of interesting. I mean, actually, I probably have. I just don't, it was never really intense like that. Anyways, I don't even know if I should say where I used to work, but it's whatever. I've already said it. Oh well. So, anywho, I used to work at a gym. I worked in the cafe, and it was so much fun. I loved working there because it really taught me the necessity for healthy living, and just healthy food in general, and what it actually will help with, and the process it works for. If that makes any sense. I'm using big words with no meaning or no direction. But I've always been super picky of an eater, but I wouldn't necessarily say picky. I've never eaten a lot of food. I don't think I can ever recall a moment where I would just devour like a ton of food in a long period of time. I am kind of a nibbler. I nibble a little here and a little there, but for the most part I don't eat a lot of food. I don't know why. It's just kind of who I am at this point in my life. So yes, collect your thoughts. So working in the cafe kind of just instilled what healthy eating is, and how important it really is for your body. Now, disclaimer, to each their own. I will not yuck anyone's yum. That's one of my favorite sayings, and not only applies to food, but it applies to just about anything in life. Just because you like something doesn't mean somebody else is gonna like it too. They have their own opinion, they have their own likes and dislikes. Don't go bashing on their on their likes just because it's one of your dislikes. It's not fair, it's not nice, it's just not cool. So I won't yuck anyone's yum. So to each their own. If health and fitness is not important to you, I'm sorry, but it's a huge, huge part of my life. Super huge. So I jotted down some notes just so that I had kind of a list of things I needed to go over, things I needed to talk about without like getting too crazy specific. So number one, why do I love health and fitness so much? I love going to the gym. I love going to the gym. It took me a while to get to that feeling where I said, you know, I actually do genuinely love going to the gym. I want to say the first few months, it was me telling myself, it was like a mantra, I love going to the gym. I don't believe it, and I don't actually love going to the gym, but I'm going to keep telling myself until I do believe it. And now I do. I love the gym. I love so much the gym. I love it so much. I can't even talk straight. That's how much I love the gym. I am not one of those like gym rats where I'm there twice a day. It's very rare that I'm there twice a day. But I do love going to the gym. I love just the way it makes me feel, and the energy that I get from it is amazing. Well, people always say, well, you're exerting energy. How do you have energy? I can't explain that part because I don't know physiology like that. I think that's the right term. I don't know how to explain that part. It's just, it gives me so much enjoyment. Maybe it's the endorphins. I don't know. But when I started working at the gym, I would go literally before work or after work, and I'd just work out for a good 30-40 minutes, and that would be it. And it's so helpful. And when you pair that with eating healthy, it's like a whole new world opens up. Like everything's brighter, everything's more colorful, vivid. I'm just kidding. It's not like all this fantasy world just pops up. Rainbows and unicorns. No. It does take some time and some patience and some dedication. And if you're dedicated enough, then it's gonna work for you. Before I get to number two, there's just so many reasons I can tell you why I love going to the gym and why I love eating healthy. But the biggest reason is it makes me feel better. I'm not as tired. I would literally be like a sloth if I don't go to the gym. If I don't go to the gym at least once a day, usually I skip Saturday and Sunday because it's the weekend. Sorry, my nose itches. But even on days where like I miss the gym, like I miss going to the gym, I'm just like, okay, well, this is weird. And then I have all this pent up energy that I don't know what to do with. And that's why I love going to the gym so much. It's just because I have somewhere to put that pent up energy. I have somewhere to place it. And that's going to the gym, that's working out, that's getting physically healthy. That's one of my biggest things, is just being healthy for me. And my body requires a lot more to be strong and to be physically fit. I don't go to the gym because I want to look like a size 4 model. I don't go to the gym because I want to live up to some standard that society has for me. I go to the gym for me. I go to the gym because I love the way it makes me feel. I love the way I feel afterwards. I love the way I feel sore the next day because I worked out something that my body is not used to working out. I like pushing the boundaries. And that's who I am. That's one of the amazing qualities of me. This video is going to be super long. Sorry! I may split this, actually, side note. I may split this video and have this be a video on its own and then have the fair on another video that I upload separately. So we'll see. Anywho, back to that. So I don't go to the gym because I have to live up to some standard. I go to the gym for me. It's something I love to do. It's something I want to do. So I go to the gym for me. How long have I been this way? That's number 2. I've really been into working out for the past 4 or 5 years. Like, it's been a real thing for me. Before that, I was just a super active kid, teenager, young adult. I was just super active. I've always been very conscious of how much food I eat. I do have a very, very, very large sweet tooth. So everyone's got a weakness. Mine happens to be sweets, and it's not like baked good sweets, it's like candy sweets. So I have a very large sweet tooth. I may have more than one. That's how large it is. But yeah. So I've been eating healthy most of my life. When I can afford it, because healthy eating is very expensive. What is my favorite type of workout is number 30. I don't know. I really like yoga. I'm not good at it because I'm not good at sitting still. This is very difficult for me to sit still like this. Nevertheless, like, yoga is just a difficult process for me. I also don't have any balance. It's just kind of who I am. Once again, one of those funny little quirks about me. So yoga is not my greatest. I've recently fallen in love with swimming. I've always been kind of a weak swimmer, not very strong in swimming. So I always had a life jacket on. I was that 27-year-old that had a life jacket on when they went out to the lake, whereas everybody else is not wearing a life jacket. But these past few months, I've gotten into being in the water a lot more, being more comfortable in the water. And I can now officially swim without a life jacket. Yay! So excited, sorry. I'm super excited. I'm still not super strong as a swimmer, but I can get myself from point A to point B, which is great. I may be completely winded when I get to point B, but I'm there. So that's amazing. But I want to say probably one of my favorite types of workout is boxing. I love to box. When I worked at the second gym, because I worked at Lifetime, and I moved gyms. So I worked at one gym and then I worked at another. The second gym that I worked at, I worked like every Saturday in the morning. We had like boxing classes. I loved those classes. Those were my life. I loved boxing. It taught me patience, and it taught me to focus on what I needed to focus on and to have rhythm. And it gave me so much, it gave me an outlet. It gave me an outlet for some of my pent-up aggression, we'll call it. So it just taught me so much self-discipline, and I love boxing. I really love boxing. It's a huge thing for me. I bought my own gloves. I bought my own hand wraps. I got it all. I don't really have it all. That's really all I have. Anyways, but I love to box. It's one of my favorite things to do at the gym. Other than that, like when it comes to weightlifting, leg day is my favorite. Like my favorite is leg day. Mainly because the day after, 2 days after, because I usually get sore 2 days after, not the day after. So 2 days after when I get sore, I can still function because I can still hold my body up even though my legs are super duper duper sore. And you just kind of fall onto the seat when you sit down. That feeling when you just kind of like your legs give out as you're sitting down in a chair and you just kind of plop into the chair. It's kind of one of my favorites. Or when you're trying to go up the stairs and it's like you're climbing a 50-foot mountain. And it's, yeah, it's, I don't know why, it's weird. But my least favorite type of workout is arm day. It's weird because I love to box, but when I'm boxing I don't feel like I'm actually working out my arms. I'm just kind of having fun with it. I don't love arm day. It's not my favorite. I'm just not a big fan of arm day. I know it's essential, but I don't love it. Core day is right there next to leg day for me. So yeah. And then number 4 is why I find it so important to myself and why I find it such an attractive quality in a partner. I believe personally that health and fitness shows some self-discipline. It shows self-worth and it shows self-respect, because you're putting yourself into a situation that your body is not used to, and you're telling yourself, I'm going to get through this no matter what. I will get through this. I will come out stronger in the end, and I will come out with my head held high. And that's kind of one of my biggest reasons why I love it so much, because you just face an obstacle and you say, all right, I'm gonna get through this. I don't care how hard it's gonna take. I will get through this. And that's one of the biggest things I love. A lot of people say, well, that's super shallow of you. It's not. It's really not, because if for me, if a guy loves and respects his body enough to take himself to the gym and face an obstacle and say to himself, I'm going to beat this obstacle and I'm going to come out with my head held high. If he has enough respect for himself to do that, then he has a lot of respect. There's nothing I find more attractive than a guy who has enough respect to say, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to work my butt off, and I'm going to come out stronger in the end. Because it's not the physical part, it's the mental part of it. He is building not only his body up, but he's also building his brain up to saying, hey, here's an obstacle I need to face. I have 2 options. I can either chicken out, or I can face this obstacle and I can come out stronger, smarter, and better in the end. Really, it's not, I don't find it shallow. Some people find it shallow. I don't. I really don't. It's a huge passion of mine, a huge passion of mine. Because you have enough respect for yourself to say, hey, I'm going to face an obstacle and I'm going to come out this with my head held high. It's amazing to see that obstacle just kind of, the walls come down. And that's why I love going to the gym so much, because you see walls coming down. I love going into the gym and I love watching people and saying, good job. You're here, you made it. I'm so proud of you. I couldn't be more proud of you. The hardest part is getting to the gym. Everything else from there, you did it. You got to the gym. So proud. But back to number 4 and why I find it such an attractive quality. If that guy has that much respect for himself, that just shows me that he has enough respect for somebody else, to share with somebody else, to help guide somebody else to achieve their goals and achieve their dreams and ambitions, and to fight alongside them. That's just kind of who I am. Maybe I'm naive to think that way, that guys think that way, I don't know. But I don't know. Hey. That's why I keep my hands down here. I talk with my hands. But I don't know. It's really complicated to tell you guys, but it's really not at the same time. It is, but it isn't. I find it attractive when guys go to the gym. It just means that they have goals and they have dreams and they're ambitious enough to chase after them, no matter how hard the course is going to be. And that's also why I love going to the gym. Because I'm telling myself, you know, this is going to be very difficult. I'm not going to want to do it most days. But you get up and you do it anyways. Just like you go to work. Most people in this world, some that are very, very lucky and actually really enjoy what they do for a living. Most of us go to work to a job that we do not like. We don't like it. We go because it's a necessity. You have to have a job to survive in the world that we live in. So you go to work, you put in your 9 to 5, whatever, you put in your 8 hours, and you go home. And then you live your life. I could get on a whole different tantrum about that, but I'm not going to. Tandem, not tantrum. Tandem. I could get on a whole different tandem about that, but I'm not going to. That's for like a whole different video. But this video, I hope you guys now understand why health and fitness is so important to me and how important it should be to a lot of people, because it's not just the physical part of it. It has a lot of mental health in it as well. Your body needs to move. It's made to move. It's made to change directions. It's just made to move. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please press subscribe if you want more videos just like this, because I know there will be. And comment and share this video. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Maybe I'll do some of my healthy eating in like vlogs and stuff. So this is a really long video. I apologize for how long this video was. And I hope you guys enjoy. Please press subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your friends. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye!